Hey everybody, welcome here to Musicians Edition. This is Evan here on the guitar in this one, and we're going to be diving further into funk in this one by talking about isolating 16th notes. So we talked about playing 16th notes, we talked about doing muted hits with 16ths. We're going to be building up the amount of patterns we can play to be able to play some of those funk patterns that you hear. So 16th notes we're going to be playing nice and quick. And we're going to be applying how to do isolated hits on each of the different beats here so that you can have more creativity and better sense of rhythm on funk guitar here. So we're going to be playing the same chord for this one as I did in my previous video. Here's the chord box for it. This is a bit of a simplified E9. E9, very common funk chord. So you can see we're not going to be playing the low E. We're going to be playing 7th fret with our middle finger on the A string, and then 6th fret with our index finger after that, right there. And then 7th fret with the ring finger, 7th fret with the pinky, and we're not going to play this high E either, so only the middle 4 strings. You want to make sure you can get that played. Making sure we're not hitting that high E. What I have is my hand is kind of pushing against it right here, my knuckle there, to make sure it's muted. Then typically have my thumb up here, pressing against the low E here, so that's also muted. So that's how I get a nice clean sound out of that one. So that is our chord. What we're going to be doing here is playing isolated 16ths, where we're going to have them play on specific hits of our 16th note strumming up and down pattern. So we're going to have them be playing on the 1, on the 3, on the 2, and on the 4. So that's what we're going to practice in this one, and then we'll talk about how you can use different combinations of these and why this is going to be useful for you in funk. But let's get started off with this. So we want to make sure we can practice just doing our up and down strumming, both muted and with pressing that chord. I'm going to put a metronome here that we can follow along to. This is pretty slow here at 60 beats per minute. Funk is usually played faster than this, but just for the sake of practice, we're going to have 4 strums between each of these hits of the metronome because this is playing quarter notes and we are playing 16th notes. So we play 4 of them for each of these beats. So that'll sound like this, 3, 4. Or muted. So we want to make sure we can get both of those down. So go ahead and play this one round with me fully pressed, and then we'll do muted afterwards. 2, 3, ready, go. And one more time, let's do it muted. 2, ready, and there it is. So you can practice that on your own as well too with your metronome. Set it to 60 BPMs. You can go ahead and practice our same pattern there as we get into this. So we're going to start off with playing our hit on the 1, the very first hit out of the 4 in our 16ths here. Let's go ahead and get our metronome to it, and we'll go through each of these here back to back. 1, 2, ready, here we go. That is the 1. We're going to switch over to the 3 next. We're going to skip 2 because 3 is another down strum that's easy to go along with this 1 here. So we'll do the 2 down strums back to back and then the 2 up strums. So here we go. We're going to count ourselves into the 3 to play 2 muted at the beginning for 1 and 2, and then we're going to come in with that full chord on the 3rd one. 1, 2, ready, here we go. And now let's do our up strums. We're gonna go with the second one. So we're gonna be playing muted on the 1, press and strum up on that 2 there. A bit cleaner than that, hopefully, but here we go like this. Takes a bit of practice to try and get a clean sound on that. You don't have to always hit every single string here. You just want to make sure you do come in nice and hard like you are on those down strums. So let's go ahead. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Last one, we're gonna be coming in on the 4. Same idea here with that up strum on the 4th hit. 1, 2, ready, here we go. There we go, so that is it for each of those beats. That's something you guys can practice. That is 60 BPMs. You can also increase your tempo just using that metronome. Go ahead and practice getting used to it with just your regular. Fully strumming it so you can get used to that time, but you wanna make sure you can increase your speed in that. What you can also do is kind of combinations of doing these back to back. So I can do maybe 2 playthroughs of my 16ths on the 1s, and then 2 playthroughs on the 3s like this. So having the 1s and the 3s go back to back, you can do the same thing with the 2s and the 4s. You can even do 1s to 2s to 3s to 4s, all back to back, different combinations of when you're gonna be coming in on these hits. Always good practice learning how to do those muted hits and different patterns with those strummed, fully pressed hits. We'll be doing more and more like this here on Musician's Edition with our funk series and being able to play muted hits and various rhythmic patterns here on the guitar. So have fun playing, and we'll see you next time.